Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Dr. Amina Hamdule, MBBS MS General Surgery, and I'm here to talk about how to secure a rank of 10,000 to 40,000 in NEET PG with a smart strategy. And no, I am not going to ask you to study 19 subjects. Now, everyone talks about 19 subjects and multiple revisions, about the 20th notebook, and how I got a rank of 1K, how I came from 1 lakh to 1K. But is that really possible by everyone?
No, God!
Is there anything wrong in securing a rank of 10K to 40K or taking up a private seat?
No!
If you've been studying the 19 subjects and giving multiple attempts at NEET PG, this video is for you. Or if you are new here, hi, you can still secure a rank of 10K to 40K by just studying 10 subjects. Now, first of all, even if you're studying 10 subjects, you have to be dedicated as somebody who's studying 19. If you have almost a year to the exam, start now after this video. Yes, you'll have a lot of time to enjoy. So let's dive into the video directly. Now we'll divide this video into subjects to study, the method to study, your GT strategy, and nearing exam strategy. If you've still not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, like, share, and spread the message. Now, the subjects that I chose to study were Medicine Rapid Revision by Dr. Deepak Marwa, Surgery Rapid Revision by Dr. Pritesh Singh, Obs and Gynec by Dr. Puneet Bhujani sir. He had a Dr. Mentors app, after which I also took his NEET book, which had a lot of content also and a lot of MCQs, and his MCQs are spot on, and the way he teaches is chef's kiss. So I really loved that. Anesthesia Rapid Revision, I don't remember who was it, but it was from somebody from Prep Ladder, Dr. Smithy or something. Ortho by Dr. Apurva Mehta, Dermat by Dr. Manish, Psych by Dr. Praveen, Pharmac by Dr. GRG, of course. SM, I used to watch Dr. Mentor's video, that is Dr. Satish Mali, and I also watched Vivek sir's video, exam videos, which helped. But I think Dr. Satish teaches very, very well to understand biostats. That till date, I remember biostats, and I just sometimes have to go through some topics, some numbers, but otherwise, my biostats is really well. And you need biostats for your post graduation as well. ENT by Dr. Sarvajit. Additional things that you may consider while solving your papers are patho, biochem, FMT. You can choose any other subject apart from patho, biochem, and FMT to solve whatever is strong for you. Now, why just these subjects? Why these are compulsory? Majority of the questions are clinical. So when you focus on clinical subjects, your quality improves and you are able to answer better. If you strengthen less subjects, you'll be better at answering. A lot of preclinical subjects like anatomy, patho are actually covered in these clinical subjects. Solving papers will bring you the direct answers to the preclinical subjects that does not involve a method to solve. In fact, it's a straightforward question. So you will get used to those during your GT. Understanding the clinical subjects will make you a better clinician and will help you understand how to solve these long ass questions. The method of studying. Leave all your tech aside and bring a pen and paper. This is how I plan my studying. I keep two things together, that is a notebook and a diary. Now write your dates from 1 to 31 and make 3 columns on one piece of notebook paper. So here I've written July, August, and September. Now the sources that I used was Prep Ladder, which has now become Cerebellum. My choice of faculty, as I've shared before in the subjects that I shared. Whatever you choose as your source, stick to it. Once you've gathered all your subjects, that is these 10 subjects, compulsory 10 subjects, you will calculate the hours of videos, the hours of past year questions videos, and the number of pages, etc., etc. What you need. I had first completed watching all the videos in 4 to 5 months. It's a lot, but it was with a hectic schedule of my internship. So if you're working or something, or you have nothing, try to schedule it less than 4 to 5 months. If you're working or doing your internship, it's fine to do it in 4 to 5 months. Once you have the hours or the duration of videos, divide them accordingly in your paper. So, for example, you have medicine, you give 10 days, surgery 10 days, ENT 5 days, and so on and so forth. And you schedule this the first 3 to 5 months, for example, and you have to finish these 10 subjects in 3 to 5 months. Now, in this schedule, don't make it unrealistic, like you're doing 7 hours of videos and stuff. It's not practically possible, because the faster the videos you see, you're not able to retain it. It's okay to watch less hours, but you should be able to retain it. So watch the videos, read what you've watched. If you're making notes, read that, and try to complete it between in your stipulated time. Second thing is, give yourself those days off. Initially, in the 1 year of preparation, you can obviously give yourself 1 day off in 10 days, 1 day off in 15 days. So give yourself those days off. If you write it here, you are very well prepared, okay, that yeah, I am going to have a day off, so I rather study right now. So if you see, I write a lot of stuff and then I cancel it out once I've completed. Some things that I miss out, I mark or I circle or I shift it ahead. But I try to finish 70 to 80% of what I've planned. Now, 3 to 5 months is a great time to finish your first 10 subjects. After you've completed your first 10 subjects, I would say give a grand test to understand how much you've retained by just watching videos and just reading notes. I honestly didn't solve questions. I didn't find the time, or I was just being away from it. If you can, great. If you cannot, it's fine. I would say I didn't solve it for the first 10 months of my preparation. I would say you start solving after your first read is done. But if you get time, great. You've given your first GT and you understand where you stand by just listening and reading. Correct? After this cycle, I don't think you need to see the videos again. But if you do, you can go back and see something that you've not understood. You make a timetable for after your 3 to 5 months, you start making a timetable for the next session. Try to keep it as planned as possible. I know NBE or whatever does not give dates out prior, so you, with just assuming how much time you have, you can plan. So after this cycle, maybe you can plan for the next 3 months or something. Now again, you make a timetable for the next 2-3 months and you include everything in this. Basically, you do 2-3 subjects, put one GT. Now on the day of the GTs, I would say is sleep well the night prior, wake up fresh, eat and give your GTs just as you give in an exam. Give it in the morning or in your afternoon session, whatever, and keep that day off. Don't be like studying in the morning, writing a GT, then again studying. No, just relax. Give the GT, take a time off, review your GT till night, and have a chill day. You can put in a little days off here and there, but your GTs would sort of be like your day offs, which I used to do. So I used to give a GT, review it, go out and stuff. Very normal. Now, things that you should include in your videos are PG, NEET PG videos, whatever subject videos, past year questions, INI, FMGE, NEET PG questions, at least from 2017 is what I would say. Section 3, nearing exam strategy. As you advance towards exam, your speed and focus increases. If you're only doing 10 subjects, now is the time you start adding a few subjects to solve. I did this very late, which enhanced my marks. You can start it as you finish your first read, or it's maybe 4-5 months from the exam. Solve 100 questions every day, but I solved it approximately 20-30 days before the exam. So do it early because it really enhances your exam giving strategy. I used to divide big subjects, small subjects, and mix the two. So I considered solving biochem, patho, and micro, and somewhere FMT. I made a 7 subject group on one day and 7 subject group on other day, and I used to solve these groups custom modules every alternate day. One day group one day group two. 100 questions literally every day. So I used to have a morning session where I used to read my notes or whatever. After that, in the late morning, I used to solve these 100 questions, group one, group two, alternate day, and I used to review it while eating lunch or something. Post lunch, I used to watch past year question videos, solved videos, because the way Dr. Marwa used to speak and other people used to speak, it really enhanced how I could answer the questions and the approach towards the question. Early evening, 2.5 hours, I used to do a quick revision of short subjects. This was literally the last 1 month strategy. So quick short subjects like ENT, first I used to finish in 2 days, later I started finishing it in one day, later I started finishing it in literally 2.5 hours. Then 9 p.m. I used to be done with my day from morning 7 to evening 9 with lunch and everything. By this strategy, that is, reading one major, solving 100 questions with, all the other custom subjects, and reading a short subjects like, ENT, dermat, rapid revision of anesthesia, ortho, etc. This will keep you in the loop and not let you forget stuff. So for example, you've done some subject and you've forgotten the formula, like PSM has a lot of formula and you've done PSM quite some time back. You might forget the formula literally during exam time. So this way you're in the loop. So don't stop solving GTs just because you're solving 100 custom module. So you're studying, you're doing custom modules, and you're doing GTs. GT days, really relax, take it easy. Now, understanding your GT strategy. It's not necessary to attempt maximum questions. It's really wrong. More important is to give a good accuracy of your tests. NEET is a 200 question exam, which is 800 marks. Now, there is no point in attempting 180 questions when your accuracy is barely anything that you get like 80, 100 questions right. So, someone who's solving 180 questions with just 100 correct is scoring 320. And someone who is solving 130 questions but is getting 100 correct is getting, so this one is getting 100 correct and this one is also getting 100 correct, but the marks literally changes. So somebody with 180 solving 100 correct is getting 320, and somebody with 130 100 solving is getting literally 370. Huge difference. While you're giving your GETs, there is something called as accuracy on the result section, and you need to check how good your accuracy is. It should be between 70 to 85%. 85 is a lot, I understand, when you're studying less subjects, but 70 to 85% is a safe space to be in. It tells you your risk taking strategies. So when you're solving, understand that if you're going too wrong, start reducing and you'll see your marks getting better. I honestly solved just 160 questions and my score was above 450. So drastically puts you down in the 20,000 ranks. Proving your accuracy, that is by solving more and more questions with custom modules in GT and more revisions, you will start coming to that point of answering more questions. So accuracy is a lot important. Now, while studying, we procrastinate a lot with our relaxed attitude because exam is very far and a lot of things. These are the buttons that you need to push aside. Number one, topics that are tougher will always be put back by you and you'll keep going back into that cycle, and those topics will be weak. The weaker sections and the topics that you've missed, finish them first in your next time. 70 to 80% of what you've aimed for will get completed and has to get completed in your determined time. For example, if you plan to read breast in, say, 1 day or 2 days, if you're not able to finish anything, that's wrong. but you should be able to put in that, yeah, okay, I finished 70% of it and maybe just the management part is left, or little things that can get missed has to be covered the next time first. Second, stick to your timetable to your maximum. That is, wedding, festivals, holidays, everything has to be planned prior. Let no mood swings ruin your pace. Third, you cannot postpone GTs. That is, just because you've not completed reading something, fucked with your timetable or something, you cannot postpone your GTs. If your GT is tomorrow, just give it, even if you've not completed what you've aimed for. Fourth, try solving GTs in the morning so you have your entire day off to review and enjoy. Fifth, the 20th notebook will start forming only after you've completed 2 to 3 cycles of your reads or revisions. So, your first read is done, your second and third is done, or when you're on your third read and you know these are weak points, that's when you will start making your 20th notebook, which I also made even though I did not study 20 subjects. I made a notebook with just the formulas or my weak aspects where I was falling short and I could not remember. Those are the points which you will read 1 to 2 days prior to exam. You want to include only those things which you want to recollect, and it will help you greatly. Like I had put sodium calculation formula also in that book, and literally it came in the exam. But everything 2 to 3 days prior to your exam. You will read this book 1 day prior or 2 days prior to exam. Rest assured, you've already mastered what you've learned, because quality over quantity. All right, that's all for today. I hope this would bring you easily a rank of 10K to 40K. All the best. Don't give up. Go as per your plan, and I assure you, you will score a rank. See you on the other side very soon.